Recording? Okay. um, okay. So first, I want to go ahead and tell you guys thank you for allowing me to go to this leaders retreat, because I would not have been able to do it without you. Um, we all work really hard on this, but if it was just me alone and without you guys, I wouldn't have been able to go. So thank you for that. And I truly, truly want you guys there with me next year. Like, it is not that fun without my teammates with me to do all the crazy things and awesome things that are there. It's really not that fun without you guys. So I really, really, really want you to be there next year. And I am going to do everything in my power to help you get there next year. Even with how horrible this summer was, we are going to do we know this summer was bad, but maybe we learned something from it to where next summer, summers are just not as good. Maybe there's something we can pull out of it and be like, oh, remember, we could do this. So we'll think about something. So some things that went on at Leaders Retreat was the welcome reception in the beginning, and it was like basically dinner for everyone, band and all that kind of stuff. And then there was a comedian, Brian Regan, which I actually didn't get to go to that. I took my kids, so it was a struggle. We got there a little late. And then there was a party that evening that I went and seen, like Christy and all them, and there was a band, and it was fun. There was also a Halloween party the last night, which was really fun. And they had like the Consistency Club 500. They actually had a special reception for them. So, it would be worth something to try and get in these consistency clubs, because they gave them like special little pins and really honored them. They had like VIP seating. So really think about the Consistency Club. There was a breast cancer walk. There was a speaker, Carrie Wilkinson, and I'm probably butchering her last name, but we will talk about her in a little bit. So some things, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read. So some things that went on. The best thing that I absolutely am super excited about is the Rank Up Roadmap, which I did a little Facebook Live about that, but I'll talk a little more about it as well. There's also the Success on Demand is actually live now. So if you guys go in your back office and go to the Success on Demand, there's recordings, there's books, and every month there's a theme. And I think this month, she said, is happiness, or is it next month? But one of them is happiness. So there's like a whole slew of books and articles and recordings. And you can just use it like for free. It's just awesome stuff. Because we always talk about personal development. This would be something that we don't have to pay for. So I'm excited to go through and check around on that. But that's live now. So the Rank Up Roadmap, there's going to be emails sent to your new ambassador, giving them information on how to get to silver. Once they hit silver, you'll get an email about going gold and how to go gold. And it'll give you a corporate video on belief, because we all know that belief is super important. So I thought that was really interesting. They're going to give you rank-specific how-to videos, like how to rank up. And then they're also going to give you marketing videos. So that's super cool. Training, there's training in the back office that is specific to your rank. So they showed like the actual screen and what it looks like, and it looks really neat. Like, you'll see all the ranks on the left-hand side of the screen, and once you hit a rank, it will open up that next rank for you to read and see how you can get to that next rank. So it's not like you can go down and be like, well, I want to know how I can get to diamond. That will not be open to you yet. It'll be open to you once you hit that next rank. The next rank will open. And the Ambassador to Silver and Silver to Gold will launch on Super Saturday. So that's super exciting. And that's January 7th. So make sure that you kind of look on the map to see where your Super Saturday is going to be, because Super Saturday is a great place to get training, and it's all over the U.S., so it's fairly close than anything else you'll kind of find here in Iowa. And in Florida, there's one in Orlando, so that's super. I think it's Orlando. Is it Orlando, Cherish? I think it's Orlando. And then whenever somebody wants to go silver, oh, I see you now, Cherish. Good. You were frozen. I was like, okay, she can't answer me. She's frozen.
I'm doing homework and listening at the same time. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, you're fine. It's okay. So there will be silver. Pick your pace. So if somebody, I'm kind of excited to see what that looks like, being able to pick their pace on how they actually want to go silver, so it can be critiqued towards them. So that's exciting. There's new triplex shareables, which I'm sure you guys can look in the back office now and see. I think they're there now. Maybe you shouldn't quote me on that. They are there? Good. There's digital brochures for the triplex, and I'm actually excited about that one because it gave a lot of information. So I'm kind of excited to, whenever I recommend the triplex to most everybody I talk to, that I will be able to send that brochure instead of that little graphic, being able to give them all the information. I'm excited about that. We talked about the Slim and Block samples coming back. There will be, I'm excited about the customer emails. So when we get emails monthly, the customers are actually going to be getting emails as well, with just information about our products. So hopefully that will get them interested in other products that they haven't taken before. And that is also, I think that's going to be coming from our new blog, Sunny and Share. Sunny as in SUNNY, and Share. And it's going to be a blog that launches, and it's going to have health hacks, recipes, shareables, and it's going to be updated weekly. And I think that's where they're going to be sending these emails to our customers from. But the emails are actually going to look like they're going to come from us. Like, it'll show our names in these emails if they are our customer. So that's exciting as well. So basically, like, Plexus is thinking about everything. They really are thinking about everything, and are trying to make life easier for us and for our customers. But they're just Plexus is setting the bar high. They have so much in the works that is super exciting for all of us. I hear running. My husband's trying to put my kids to bed, so should be fun because they had sugar. Also, the mobile website. The mobile website will launch November 1st. So that's going to be so much easier for everybody to order their products, for our customers, and for us to have ambassadors join. Sheldon's crying. So, I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, the Plan for Success Planner tomorrow, next month, that incentive, you have to get 3 ambassadors or 3 customers in order to make and earn that Plan for Success Planner that is all Plexus. It's Plexus. They put all of the dates in there for every event that Plexus holds. It's already going to be in your monthly planner. It just looked really awesome. Like, there's a place for gratitude and thankfulness, and it looks like a really great planner, and I'm super excited to earn that. So just 3 ambassadors or 3 customers, and you will earn that planner. So that's exciting. So Alec talked at the end, and I gave in my Facebook Live on our team page, I did mention the 3 things that he said before he left. But I'm just going to tell you guys again if you didn't watch that video. He said, number 1, if one person can do it, so can you. There's nothing different than anyone else that makes it where they can succeed and you can't. So if one person's able to do it, so can you. Number 2, balance your life. For him, it's family, plexus, and religion. See what that figure, what that is for you. But balance is, for me, balance is a struggle. It is a big struggle. So that's something that I will continue to try and work on to really get that right. And I think that for most people, you kind of got to try. You've got to figure it out over time. It doesn't, some people it may come naturally, but for me, it doesn't. I'm not a very organized person, but I will be. And number 3, he said, if you're blessed, be a blessing. And he just, I love hearing him talk. He talked about his struggles in life with money, and how whenever the guy called him about Plexus, I can't even remember the guy who came up with Plexus in the beginning, but he called him and was like, hey, I'm going to start this little company called Plexus. And he was like, oh, that's cool. Talk to you later. Click. And he told his wife, and she was like, well, did you ask him if he needed help? And he's like, no, but I'll call him back. And it was just funny to see like that they were struggling to even have $10 was a splurge to go to Sonic and get a treat, versus now where this company has come. Okay, so our speaker was Carrie Wilkinson, I think her name is. She's the author of Barefoot Executive. So that's something I'm going to be looking into. And I'm just going to read over some of the notes that she had spoke about. And this probably isn't something that I should probably say, but I wrote it down because I thought it was, I don't know. She said something about, saying, don't believe me, just watch. And she referred to a song, but, whenever, for me too, I have family that is not supportive in this, and that can be hard, and that can be a huge struggle in trying to succeed in this whenever you have people around you who aren't on board. So that is a struggle. But we have to have the mindset of, don't believe me, just watch. And I think that needs to be like my motto sometimes. Maybe write at places, don't believe me, just watch. Because one day, if you don't quit, they will see you succeeding. And whether they jump on board or not, that's okay. Like, I have gotten here not because my family has been any part of it. I've went out and found new people because my family just wasn't on board. But that's okay. That is okay. We don't have to have people on board. Chelsea said she's putting it as her status right now. Don't believe me, just watch. So something else that Carrie talked about, and I may completely butcher all of this because it was actually hard for me to wrap my mind around some of it, to really see where because her mind runs a little differently. And she was talking about DNA. And so if I confuse you in all this, trust me, I was confused for a little bit during the speech as well. So DNA, she said, you cannot deny DNA, but you can defy DNA. So leadership DNA, you don't have to be born with it, but you can create it. You get to decide what you become. So basically, she's going over this leadership DNA, and I'm going to give you like, you'll see. Okay, so her first key was desire and drive. You need it, but desire and drive is not enough. So that was a D word. She's going through DNA. So desire and drive is important, obviously, but it is not enough to get you where you need to go. Your desperation. You have to have desperation. You've got to go get it. So there has to be something that you're desperate for in it to actually be driven enough to go get it. And then you have to have a destination. You have to have a destination. It has to be huge. Nothing will stand in your way if it is big enough. Let's see if I wrote what she said. She said, until your destination is clear, you will not be successful. You have to have a destination that is completely clear for you to be successful and reach it. You are not a leader unless you have a clear destination. That kind of hit me. Like, okay, I have to have a destination in place for me to be a leader. And she also said that all of your shareholders need to be on the same page. Shareholders meaning like your spouse or your kids or whatever. They need to be on the same page. Even your team, we all need to be on the same page. And, you know, I can't say that that's going to be a make or break thing, because we have spouses that are not supportive. And that's okay. So many people have gone to the top of this company and their spouses were not supportive until they seen the income coming through, and then it changed their mind. My husband was one of those. But she said that your shareholders, being your family or whoever, you need to have a sit-down meeting and ask them. I did write down what she said to ask them, but she said to ask them what their wants are, and to sit down and tell them what your destination is, tell them what your desire and your dreams are for this, and really lay it out there. Tell them, this is my destination. Is this something that you would be on board with as well? Is this something that you could see happening, or that you would want? You know, all else aside, the company aside, would this destination be something that you want? Don't even talk about the journey. Don't talk about how to get there. Don't talk about, just ask them if the destination, if that lines up with what their destination would want to be. And then in narrative, you create your narration. Positive or negative, you create it. It's not about everything you read. It's what you say to yourself. So we can do all the positive affirmation or positive self-growth or whatever, but if we're not talking good to ourselves and saying positive affirmations and positive things, speaking outward, then it's not going to do us a lot of good reading all the books. We got to put it into action. Stop with the excuses. She went deep into stop giving excuses. And I couldn't write fast enough all of the excuses that she was throwing out there, and she got tough. Like, I was like, okay, I'm sorry. But it's easy to blame. She said that it's easy to blame, and it is. It's easy to blame. Do it with or without your team. Ask your husband what he wants. That's where I was going with your, what did she call it? Your shareholders. Ask them what they want. Okay. So into the DNA that she was talking about, caterpillars and butterflies have the same DNA. And that kind of like, oh, they're two different creatures, but they have the same DNA. And she basically said, what's happening? He's staying in here and he's staying quiet. You have to stay quiet, Sheldon. You really need to go to bed. You have school in the morning. Oh. Okay. In order to be a leader, a mom, a dad, a wife, a husband, we have to be willing to go through the goo. And whenever she talked about goo, she was talking about a caterpillar and a butterfly. You could smash up the caterpillar, smash up the butterfly, and put them under a scope, and they both have the same DNA. But you have to go through the goo, meaning like the trials, the hard times, the disappointments, the downfalls. You'll have to go through the breakdown in order to grow. And a lot of us know that. Whenever you're going down in a slope, you're right on the edge of getting back up. So there's always something good coming out of it. You're learning from it. Stop creating your own mess, she said. Don't let others poison you with their mess. So if you have a lot of negativity around you, a lot of people just poisoning your thoughts or just bringing you down, kind of distance, you know, and sometimes it's hard if it's a spouse, like that you can't really get away from that. But try and block it. You've got to block and have blinders on. There is an amazing thing that comes out from the cocoon. So basically, like a butterfly, you know, the caterpillar goes into the cocoon, and our cocoon is our mess, our downfall. But what comes after it is a butterfly. So just know that it's always there for a reason. And then DNA, the letter A, is for action. Action is what moves the needle in your business. So action, messaging people, posting, going to go meet new people, getting face-to-face with people, getting new contacts, literally stepping out of your comfort zone and talking to people out in public, at your job, anywhere, passing out samples, following up with people. These are action things. Scrolling Facebook and liking people's Facebook posts and talking to just, you know, those things aren't action. They're needed. You need to build relationships, but action is what's going to get you to where your destination. When you are in alignment, you will be able to share your story instead of sharing just other people's stories. So whenever she talked about alignment, which is another A word, she was talking about alignment with taking your products regularly, posting regularly, things like that. Some of you struggle with, I can't read my own writing. Some of you struggle because you're out of alignment. Okay, so basically do those things that we need to be doing in order to have massive action. DNA, destination, narrative, and action. Stop. What does that say? Oh, stop defaulting to your birth DNA. Sorry, I was writing super fast. She was a quick talker. Stop complaining and giving excuses. And we all do it. I mean, I even do it. You know, like this month, me trying to get my house ready, that was an excuse of mine. Trying super hard to get, you either sit down on that couch and let me finish this so I can tuck you in, or I'll have Daddy come get you. So yeah, just stop giving excuses. We can all give excuses, but there's no reason for an excuse. We need to have a set and clear destination. If we have a set destination and it's clear, we will not be allowed to make excuses. We need to have that set in our mind. There's no excuses. You have to change your DNA. The only thing different about me and you is massive action and changing our DNA. That's what she said. She was basically pointing in the crowd. Massive action and changing our DNA. So another, and some of you may have heard this as well, but what you do today, what we're doing right now, is what you will see show in January. It's a 90-day, and that's something that Plexus is leading out with, as well as a 90-day action plan, where what you're doing today, you're going to see show up in January. Winning the planner. Winning the planner is going to be awesome. And all these prizes are awesome. But what we're really winning whenever we're doing these incentives is we're winning a sustaining business. It's nice to get prizes and it's nice to get these little things, but just know that underneath those, you're creating an action plan for a sustained business. Plexus said that they want people to look at us and see that we are a health and happiness company. That whenever people think about Plexus, they think about happiness and what this can create. Be intentional. And I think that's all I've got, other than I spent a lot of time with Christy. And one of the things that she was talking about is doing 3-way chats and 3-way phone calls. What did I say, baby? I need you to sit for a minute. Just for a minute. So when we have someone new join, I make it a point to tell my new teammate that I want them to bring people to me. They don't need to know everything. That is overwhelming. How much time do I have, Mitch? You don't know? You do know? 8 minutes. Okay. So basically whenever somebody's new, they don't know everything. And I'm very much, just you find people that are interested and you bring them to me and I will do all the heavy lifting. I will do all the talking and I will get them signed on for you. So what Christy had suggested that she's going to start doing is that instead of me just telling that, literally just telling a new ambassador, can you just find 3 people that you would want to lock arms with to get on the phone with me in the next couple of weeks? And really just just full force, just, can you find 3 people? Oh my goodness, stop it. Can you find 3 people to get on the phone with me? Because I want to help you succeed and get to silver. And I'm going to take all the pressure off of you and do it for you. So really just intentionally telling them, like, we need 3 people, let's get them on the phone. Instead of just saying, just like a easy slate. So if you're new and you're on this call, find us 3 people to get on the phone with, contact your upline, and let's get things going. Now, if you get a new ambassador, this is what I would want you guys to do for them as well. Unless you're new, and then you can go to the next upline and ask them to do it for you, which is completely fine. Oh, this child. I had to grab a poop pillow when I was in Texas. And of course it has to have hearts. We Plexus people love poop. Sorry. So we were in Texas. Did you have fun?
Yes. We go in the swimming pool.
Yep, we went in a swimming pool, in a swim park. Yeah.
In Texas.
Yeah, in Texas. So basically, I want you guys there with me next year. It is absolutely amazing being around all of the jewels, our uplines, building relationships with them, and just picking their brains. It's really fun. And Plexus really spoils you while going there. There's a lot of free time to go and do as you please as well. But they still do amazing parties, amazing food. The Halloween party had some good food. So it was really awesome. So I hope you guys are committed to making it there next year, because I want you guys there with me, because it's not fun without you. I want you there. I think that's all I've got, but do you guys have any questions? You have a question?
Yes.
What's your question, Sheldon?
Plexus is good.
That would be a statement, but thanks, buddy. You like Plexus a lot? Yeah. It gets us to go to these cool trips. Yeah. Okay. Well, if we're done, we have 5 minutes for questions if anybody has any questions.
I have a question.
Okay.
Tell us a funny story about Christy. Like, you were with her. Did she do anything silly? No, nothing?
Yeah. But I'm not sure I should have that recorded. Yeah, she's definitely down to earth, and she's very goofy. So there's probably things she wouldn't want me to record.
Okay, never mind. You can tell me tomorrow when I drop off my kids.
She's very down to earth. She's very small town. Her husband's a cowboy, so they're very down to earth and fun to be around. So yeah. You have a question, Sheldon? What's that?
I swallowed ProBio 5.
Sheldon swallowed his ProBio 5.
Good job.
Which is also a statement, not a question, but we're excited for you. We're very proud, huh? Okay.
Oh, that was but
Anyone else have any questions? What? What did you think about the event? Like, seeing people, talking to the ambassadors.
I should definitely be one.
Oh my gosh. That was not helpful. But he is a ambassador. He just will work it whenever we're in North Carolina.
Yeah. Right now, I don't have the time. This is my first time taking leave, and it was definitely well worth it. But going out there, being able to see everybody, kind of made me realize, like, hey, we're on the same team, same fight. Reminds me a lot of what I've done in the past, but at the same time, looking forward into the Plexus aspect of, I guess you could say, recruiting on my part. Like I said the other day, you can't get what you don't ask for. If you're afraid of everybody telling you no, then I mean, that's not the way to go.
That's the worst thing that can happen is they tell you no. So why not ask?
Exactly. In recruiting, as far as the Marine Corps goes, it's some of the hardest recruiting you can ever go through. A lot of people, you're going to get turned down more often than not. And if you get down on yourself because of that, then you're kicking yourself in the butt. At the same time, as far as Plexus goes, if you let every single person that you walk by, if you let them walk by you and you don't ask them, at least say, hey, have you ever heard of this product? Or have you ever tried a sample? Have you ever done anything? Have you ever, what can you tell me about Plexus? Then, if you let every single person walk by you, then that could potentially be your next road to diamond.
Yes. Which brings me to another thing, which I also mentioned is, guys, no place is saturated. There's people in Texas that do not know about Plexus. Everyone I talk to is like, no, I've never heard of that. Are you kidding? It's all over Texas. So we're about to run out of time, but just know, I didn't get to read your chat, Chelsea. Sorry. Don't believe me, just watch. All right. Well,
I have a question.
Well, we're running out of time. We've got 1 minute. What's your question, Sheldon? He doesn't have a question. I hope you guys have an amazing night. Tell them good night.
Good night.
Night, guys.
Like the Brady Bunch watching everybody.
I love it. I love seeing faces.
Johnny.
See you guys soon.
Night.
Good night.